People are going to expect you to lose your mind when they've gone out their way to hurt and harm you or even sabotage you. Trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. Welcome or welcome back at your favorite mental health specialist, Ty Guidance. And yes, that is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Now, with that being said, because there's no right or wrong way to heal yourself, always and only take what resonates as well as leave the rest. So if it doesn't apply, it's not for you. Don't force it, let it be. As well as grab your pens, grab your paper, grab a snack, and be prepared to take notes. In this video, we're going to go over and discuss why you have to continue to be happy, why you cannot allow anybody to see you upset or to be frustrated, as well as what to expect as you're healing yourself, and just basically the introduction of the video with some recommendations, some disclaimers, and certain things you should be aware of. You have to realize that when people have gone out their way, consciously or subconsciously, to hurt you, to harm you, to abuse you, whether it's mentally, emotionally, physically, or financially, it is with intention. A lot of people are miserable. That is the reality. We're not going to sit here and act like people are not miserable. We're not going to sit here and act like there isn't confusion, corruption, division, and chaos, and all of these negative and low vibrational things, because they exist. But because healing is a choice and you are not responsible for anybody other than yourself, you have to still continue to show up for yourself. You cannot allow anybody to see you sad or frustrated. This doesn't mean that what has happened to you was correct. I'm not here to condone it, but to bring awareness. In order for you to continue to be happy and to not allow what people have said and done to you to affect you permanently and paralyze you, you have to know that what they did is a reflection of them. That's the first thing you need to be aware of. What people choose to do, what people choose to say is based off of who they are. So if somebody is showing you hate and being mean and calling you ugly, they're full of hate, they're a mean person. You cannot treat people a certain way if you don't treat that way about yourself, if you don't feel that way about yourself. A lot of people who have been conditioned to abuse people or bully people or hurt and harm people intentionally or not have been traumatized at an early age, have not been shown love, have not been shown support. So they fester envy. They manifest insecurities, doubts, and fears. Once you look at it from a mature standpoint, which my audience is for, the mature audience only, you will realize that no, it was not okay for somebody to go out their way to touch on you inappropriately, to mentally abuse you, to psychologically, gang up against you, to stalk you, to hurt and harm you, whatever it was. But to realize that these people have their own internal issues, and the best thing you need to do is remove access, is to go no contact and completely separate yourself from them. I am telling you from experience, from the amount of people and places and things who try to do little things towards me, whether it was shady, intentionally behind my back or in front of my back, it's not going to affect me. And the reason why it's not going to affect me is because, one, you can't put that much energy into people once you realize that they're not mentally and emotionally stable. Once you realize that people hate themselves, why would you internalize it? If you know you're a good person, if you know you're minding your business and you're out here doing what you're supposed to be doing, if people want to have these issues, let them have these issues with themselves. If they're not willing to see a psychiatrist, a therapist, go to the gods, the ancestors, universe, take what resonates, live the rest, because we're not here to force religion or spirituality. If they're not trying to seek help, if they're not going to a hospital, if they're not finding people to confine in or a therapist, what could you do? You have to learn how to leave people alone. If they want to seek assistance and get help, they will. It's not fair to you or to me to allow people who have low self-esteem, who haven't been loved, to affect our light and our energy, because that's what they do. Some people do it, like I said, maliciously because they are evil and they don't care. And some people do it because they want love, they want attention. Nobody's going to try to attack you or come for your character or make up rumors or try to get other people to think less of you if they didn't feel that way about themselves. It's not about you. Every single person who talked badly about me, my friends, people in my family, people I went to school with, people I work with, people even people that even wanted to pursue me, you just got to look at them and realize you're not somebody that's worthy of my time and my energy. And once you realize that these people are not worthy of your time and energy, you will just accept them for who they are. And you will separate yourself. Now, if you want to be in a relationship with these people, I recommend that they seek assistance, they seek therapy, they get help. If not, you cannot help people be something that they're not, or that they don't want to be, or they don't think for themselves. The second thing you need to be aware of is that when you are minding your business, when you are innocent, you have to learn how to have discernment. What has helped me along my healing journey was to realize that everybody does not come from love. Once you realize that everybody does not come from love, once you realize that everyone's not confident, once you realize that some people are and some people aren't, you know how to categorize people. You know how to differentiate people. You know where to put people in your life. You know who to put your time, energy, and effort. Sometimes you have to learn during the experience with these people, places, and things, or sometimes you learn afterwards. Rather, you're learning in the moment and you have discernment and you clock it and you peep it, or you have to learn afterwards, learn the lesson. Don't continue to pour your energy and your thoughts and your emotions and your time to people who are draining it. Like, you have to be able to hold yourself accountable and be responsible, because we can't always blame everybody for ourselves. Like, how I look at it as a mature person, I take full responsibility for the things where I did not know any better, whether I was wrong intentionally or I was naive, I was ignorant, I lacked knowledge, I lacked experience, as well as holding other people for what they've done wrong. Because at the end of the day, even if you hold people wrong and you hold them accountable and you've done nothing, if they're not willing to apologize, if they're egotistical, if they're arrogant, or if they're nasty and malicious, they're never going to say that, and you'll never get closure. Like, you can't expect closure from people who hate themselves. You can't expect closure for people who are not mature or who don't even realize what they're doing is inappropriate, because they're so used to dysfunction. They're so used to trauma. They're so used to confusion and chaos. Me personally, I don't want closure from anybody. Everybody said what they said. Everybody did what they did. And for me, 99% of the people did it with intention. Like, a lot of people are going to have pre-motive agendas before they even meet you. A lot of people already made up in their mind, this is what they want to do. And every single person that came towards me had to learn the hardest way. You can't mess with everybody. There's some people on this earth you cannot play with. And they learn the hard way. And you let them learn that lesson for themselves. But you don't stop smiling. You don't stop getting up and doing what you need to do. Now, of course, when you have gone through a significant amount of trauma, or you've lost finances and resources in yourself, and people isolated you, and you did go through these psychological warfares, because it is real, you are going to have to take time to isolate. And in that time of isolation, you're going to hibernate. You need to be separated. You need to cry. You need to grieve. You need to figure out what these people said and did to you. How did it affect you? Should you have put your time, energy, and effort to them, and what you need to learn? That's the best thing that you can do. And until you take the time to do that, until you take the time to cut these people off, block them, like I said, seek assistance, get help if needed. Like, if you're like in danger, you're constantly going to hold on to the anger and the frustration, and you'll start to have resentment. These people who are miserable, their goal in life is to make other people feel that way, because it's an energy, it's a spirit. And a lot of times it's an illusion, but that's a different topic for a different video. I don't know if you guys are ready for that yet. Let me know if you're ready for that. Drop the word illusion if you really want to get into the nit and the grit, in the thick of it. A lot of people... And you have to realize too, this is in a lot of people's DNA. This is in a lot of people's bloodline. Like, a lot of people come from envy and hate and frustration. Like, if we were all to paint a picture, we would see it. You got to look at it from a bird's eye view. This is for the mature audience moving forward. And moving forward, when you watch these videos, as well as liking, commenting, and subscribing, and turning your post notification, you have to be mature. If you're not mature, send it and share this video to somebody who is. But the truth is, why should you stop being a good person when you know you're not out here causing harm in people? And this doesn't mean that you don't have things that you need to work on. This doesn't mean that you're not perfect. But if you know you're not out here sabotaging, hurting, harming, putting people in danger, intentionally trying to provoke them, stalking people, getting people to lose their job, getting people to lose their mind, playing with people mentally or emotionally, you have nothing to worry about. Like, yes, your feelings may be hurt. Yes, it's going to hurt your feelings, because you are human, you have love, and you have a heart, and you're allowed to feel. But it's like, once you realize that somebody did that to you, I don't know about you, I can never look at anybody the same. Anybody who knew me for the first 28 years of my life, no, you didn't. And I will never talk to you ever in your life again. And that's just what it is. Because I know I'm not out here trying to do these things to what people have done to me. And I know from experience, I'm telling you guys, trust me, everything that people do, it comes back to them. Every single person, I'm telling you guys from experience, every single person, alive and dead, has been dealt with. And you'll hear about it, you'll see about it. You don't need to look forward to their karma, though, because karma is not something that you ever want to witness or experience. All you need to do is realize that it's nothing wrong with you being a loving person. It's nothing wrong with you being happy. It's nothing wrong with you being respectful. It's nothing wrong with you being nice. It's nothing wrong with you being kind. But everyone doesn't deserve that. And once you realize that, like I said, you could take accountability. You don't have to continue to meet the same energy and the same spirit through different vessels or different people. Like, you'll recognize, okay, this person's trying to use me. This person wants to abuse me. This person wants my money. This person wants whatever it is that you have. Like, you have to hold yourself accountable, because it's like, yes, everyone is a victim if we're being completely honest, but it's like, what are you going to do about it? I don't make excuses, and I'm not going to make excuses. Like, once you realize that you're venting to people and they tell your business, stop telling your business to them. Once you realize that people cannot be happy for you and support you, but they want to support everybody else, don't expect them to be there for you. And a lot of times, so many people, and I'll make this into a separate video, talk about, oh, our healing journey is lonely. No, it's not. You are always meant to be an individual. Like, so many people have this mind made up that we're supposed to be social, we're supposed to be in community. Not to say that that's not true, but you need to be in community with people who feel the same way about you. What is the purpose of you being in relationships with people who take advantage of you, who abuse you, who make fun of you, who kick you while you're down, who are envious of you, who don't want to see you happy? What is the purpose of that? Why should you stop living your life just because other people are unhappy? These unhappy people, if you know anybody that's unhappy and miserable, tell them to start watching these videos. Tell them to seriously seek help and assistance, because them hurting other people does not change anything. And honestly, it shortens their lives. It causes a lot of problems. The most problematic, the most dysfunctional, chaotic people, a lot of people think because they have money and they have cars, that's surface level. That's outside of them. You don't know what they're dealing with mentally or emotionally or even spiritually, as people like to say. Like, a lot of people are suffering. Like, it's not all glitz and glams. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't stop being who you are just because it makes other people uncomfortable. Like, me personally, I don't care. The older I get in my life, I've never cared and I never will care. But it's like, the older I get in my life, I'm going to continue to show up as myself authentically. And you being authentic only bothers people who are not themselves. And that's a they problem. That's a them problem. You're allowed to be happy. People need to start being happy and start being loving so people can learn how to have that energy for themselves. Hating on people, you trying to sit here and humble somebody just because you weren't shown love, how's that going to help you? It's not. And honestly, for people that are grown over the age of 30 and who are aware and who could seek assistance and who could get help and they continue to act that way, you're pathetic. And it needs to be said. It's disrespectful, it's demeaning, and it's degrading. I'm not going to stop smiling just because you had a rough childhood and you're not willing to face the skeletons in your closet, because that's what it is. That's what the discomfort is. People are not going to try to comfort you if they didn't have insecurities amongst themselves. You could fix it. You're on YouTube watching these videos. People have so many resources. People have so many tools. The library is free. Even if you're homeless, the library is free. There are people in this world who are going to help you and provide for you and be there for you as long as you're doing the right thing. And I can speak from experience. Whether you believe in the God, ancestors, universe, or not. Now, if you don't want to get help, if you don't want to improve yourself, if you want to be evil, you want to be malicious, you're not going to get the assistance. You're not going to feel like things are working out for you. But people are conscious and people are aware. People are aware of what they said. People are aware of what they've done, regardless of their age, 30, 20, 40, black, white, Hispanic, unless you're under the age of like young child, which young people, you shouldn't be watching this. Everyone on YouTube has to at least be 18 to 21. Okay? Don't come in my comments being weird. This is for the grown folks. And like I said, it's not a race or gender. Okay? It's about to be 2026. We're not playing. We never played, we never were. And you have to realize too, when you know who you are, when you know what you've gone through, you know how you are, I'm not stunning nothing. The only reason why I'm making these videos, you guys, is because so many people think they're alone. So many people have gone through this and nobody wants to talk about it. Everyone wants to talk about everything else in the world that has no substance, surface level conversations. And it's like, no, let's go ahead and address this. And if you're uncomfortable, you're supposed to be. You should be. You should feel guilty. You should feel conscious in your spirit. A lot of people are so mentally and emotionally stable, and it's disgusting. And the reason why it's disgusting is because people know. If you know somebody is blessed, why are you trying to be a predator? Why are you trying to comfort these people? Why are you trying to mess with people? Leave them alone. That's the problem. And you have a lot of people who are afraid to speak up. I'm not afraid of nobody. Not nothing on this internet. Not nothing. No physical being. Okay? We need people like me and you watching this to stand up and to say something, because that's the only way things are going to change. You can't sit here and be scary. You got to get in the field. So 2026, we're getting in the field. If you don't want to get in the field, don't watch these videos. Send it to somebody who's active or who's ready to stand up and to do the right thing. If you don't like doing the right thing, if you don't like telling the truth, if you don't like being love and abundant and positive and healing, send it and share it to somebody who is. We're not doing that in 2026. We're not being miserable. We're not allowing people who have issues with themselves to affect us. So when people say nasty and disrespectful things, you check it, you clock it, you let them know your negative energy has nothing to do with me. If these are people that claim that they love you, then you let them know, I don't appreciate you talking to me like this. That energy that you got going on, that negativity, you need to seek help. I'm going to give you the resources. If they're not willing to take the resources, leave them alone. Cut them off. Don't make excuses. I don't care if it's your mom. I don't care if it's your brother, because it makes it worse. It makes it worse when it's people that are close to you. It's different if it's somebody you don't know, because it's like if somebody you don't know, they don't have that much accessibility to you. But don't be in the same house. Don't be sleeping with these people. Don't be working with these people. Don't be going to school with these people and they're sitting here wearing these masks. Grow up. People need to feel shame. People need to be held accountable. I'm not going to sit here and not know, because that's what people want. People really want you to lose your mind, and people want you to be bitter. And me articulating myself and expressing myself does not make me bitter. I'm allowed to have feelings. I've met so many people, like I said, who don't have emotional intelligence, who are not loving or genuine, beautiful people inside, nothing to do with how you look, will sit here and gaslight you and manipulate you and make you feel bad because you know how to be vulnerable. You know how to express yourself. You know how disgusting you have to be to take somebody's vulnerability and try to use it against them. You're a horrible person. That's evil. That's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. People are allowed to talk about their feelings. Everybody has a heart. Everybody has emotions. Everybody has been crying ever since they came out the womb. People are allowed to feel. Stop making people feel bad because they're empathetic. They actually have emotions. They're connected to God. They're connected to the source. They're connected to the universe. They're in tune with their reality. That's not what's going to give. And what's going to happen is all the loving people, all the positive people, all the genuine people, what's happening in the world is that we're going to continue to raise our vibration. We're going to continue to raise our frequency. It doesn't matter what has happened in our past. It doesn't even matter what's going on right now, because the time is going to go by. And what's meant to be will be. There is more love and positivity and confident people in this world than there is envy, hate, and fear. How do I know? Because I'm one of them and you are too. So with that being said, don't let nobody stop making you smile. Don't let nobody take away your confidence. Like I said, you could cry, you could yell, you could scream and shout. If you need to, book your service in a session where we could talk about it. We can nip it in the butt. We can move forward. See a psychiatrist. Go to therapy. Follow me on all my social media platforms. All the information is down in the description box below. Follow me on Instagram and on TikTok for the rest of the month of 2025 in December. I will be going live talking about these things, because moving forward, we're not having that energy. If somebody, like I said, address them. Ask people, why do you feel so comfortable being rude? Why do you feel so comfortable being disrespectful? Do you really hate yourself? And let them know, like, start being honest. People try to be nice, nasty, and people, when people insult you, you hit them back. No. Call it like it is. Say it right then and there. Be direct. That's going to stop people in a lot of their tracks. Pump their brakes. If somebody wants to sit there and be rude and nasty and say something, you let them know. What does your insecurities have to do with me? Just because you hate yourself, why do you feel like I'm going to hate myself? Just because you don't have respect for yourself, why do you think I'm going to not respect myself? Just because you don't have high standards doesn't mean I'm not able to afford mine. Start saying that stuff right then and there. Shut it up. Right then and there. People want to shock you, you shock them back. You choose the high road. You either let them know respectfully, be politely, be confident, be classy, or you just let them have it. It's not worth it. If you know somebody is a loser, if you know somebody's low vibrational, if you know somebody's not going to change, if you know somebody has hate and envy, what is there to talk about? Let people sit in time out, because that's what it is. These little kids never grew up. They need to be sat in time out. So many adults have not been disciplined before, and it shows. When you've been disciplined, like I said, when you've been shown love, you know how to act. Let people sit in time out and realize what they're doing is wrong. Okay? So let me know what you guys want to talk about. Don't stop smiling just because people want to sit here. And I'm telling you, all the time, all the energy, all the finances, like, yeah, you're going to feel some type of way. And if you guys want a part 2 talking about that, like what to do with your actual emotions, let me know. You will feel some type of way, but it's like, you'll move on. You'll be okay. Like I said, as long as you're a good person. I'm not losing sleep. I've never lost sleep. You guys, I woke up from a nap and I said, let me go ahead and record this video right now so I don't have to do it later. Yeah. I'm not losing sleep. Like money, cars, and clothes, that stuff is replaceable. What's not is your energy and your effort. I'm not going to dim my light or stop being who I am just because people have been weird. Because that's what it is. People have no respect for themselves. People are lost. People don't have love. And it's like, if I know that these people are in love, like, what is there to talk about? It's nothing to be said, okay? I love you. You are loved. Let me know what you think of this video. Thank you guys for always engaging, and let me know what you guys want to talk about, as well as, like I said, follow me on all my social media platforms and turn on your post notifications so you're subscribed.